turning 250, and it's time to rock out with our forefathers. American-made, battle-ready style for true patriots. Whether you're marching in the parade, grilling in the backyard, or raising a toast to liberty, do it in the gear that screams freedom. Celebrate 250 years of USA in style. Wear your American pride loud. Trendjackers.etsy.com. Grab yours before the fireworks.
What up, what up? Welcome to Primal Scream. This is your host, Nick Graystone. For the next hour, we're going to talk about fantasy, reality, and everything in between. Let's go.
What up, kitties? We are in October, and I even forgot to announce the name of the show, but I'm so fucking excited. It's fall again. And it's awesome, even though it's going to be fucking 97 degrees probably tomorrow. Man, this weather is bipolar. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Primal Scream with Nick Graystone. And I am Nick Graystone. How's everyone doing? I hope good. I'm doing awesome. Everything, it's my time of year. It's October, the chill in the air, the ghouls are coming out to party. Last night was a double feature on AMC already. They had the Halloween movies. I caught the end of Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2. I look at Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 as one continuous kick-ass movie. Except for the fake wig that Jamie Lee Curtis is wearing in part 2, but it's all good. Doesn't matter. I usually make it a thing that I gotta watch all of them, even the one with Busta Rhymes. It doesn't matter. I love all the Halloweens, and kicking it into the this weekend, it's going to be the opening night of Schmidt's Farm. Last night we had family and friends night. It was pretty awesome. Me and Zozo were there. She was Zotto the Clown, of course, after Otto the Clown, who I am. And yeah, it's awesome. It's her third season special guesting with me, and it's like passing the torch. It's my 10th season there. So much fun. So, yeah, we're opening this weekend, and you got to come and check us out. Also, and I was saying it, and I'm not trying to drum up the sales or anything, but the layout this year is so much fun. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but one section that I do love, we have a little freak show attraction inside the haunt that leads into the clowns. So we have a real bearded woman inside, Alexa, and she's nuts, and it's awesome. Go check her out. She'll probably snap you in two, but it's so worth it. It's worth the pain. So before I bring out my guest, it's going to be an awesome punk rockin' time. I just wanted to give a shout out to one of my boys, Captain Robert Belfiore. He earned his wings this week, and he passed on to the other side. Cap was an awesome man. To know Cap was to love Cap. He was a storyteller, and he spoke at great lengths. And I was telling his daughter Michelle and his son John today that Cap's story usually started out in Valley Stream, and then it went to the Bowery, and then it went to Rikers Island because he was a corrections officer. Then it went to Vietnam, and then back to New York. And this was a 3-hour conversation. It would just go and go and go. And hey, Tony, can you answer that and tell my mother that I'm doing my podcast? Because she'll call back and back. She'll know.
Hi, Mom. Nick's doing his podcast.
So I just want to give a shout out to Cap, and I know you're up there right now hanging with Johnny Thunders and Sylvain. Save me a seat, Cap, because I'm sure I will see you one day again. And thank you for being my friend, and thank you for being the 5th member of MFU. You always brought the best out of us in sound, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your humor, and anytime I'm going to listen to Johnny Thunder and the Heartbreakers, I'm going to think about you. He was a correction, just to give a little story about Cap. He was a corrections officer for, I don't know, maybe like 15 years. But before that, he was the house engineer at Max's Kansas City. And he worked with so many of the greats that I love, between Johnny Thunders and the Dolls and the Dead Boys, and he just always had a story about them, and just so amazing. Such a cool dude. So again, Cap, rest in peace. All right, so I don't want to keep my guest waiting. I'm excited. I reached out to the doctor, Dr. Josh Roush, and I wanted to have him onto the podcast because he directed this cool movie that I just checked out, and he's been having screenings and stuff right now. You could catch it streaming and everything, but we'll get into that. And Josh, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, first, I'm just sorry to hear about your loss, my friend.
Oh, no, I appreciate that, man. You would have definitely gotten along with Cap. Like I said, man, he spoke our language, dude. I know you're into the punk stuff, and he was the real deal. Yeah, he's actually on some liner notes for it was a Johnny Thunders live album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like he's seen some shit, man. He's seen the best of Johnny, he's seen the worst of Johnny, and everything in between, man,
Dude, Max's Kansas City, that's a real one, man. Like, I've got at least one Social D bootleg that was recorded there. Like, I've got a few things, I think.
Yeah, no, man. Like, I feel like everyone ended up there, like they played there at least once, and the variety of people that went there, like, like you hear, Springsteen talking about it, Bob Dylan, and then you get into the punk stuff, and it dates back too to like folk music and everything, and shit, man, like some of the clubs that came out of New York City, like, playing, I always was like, there's two places that I want to play, and it's not like fucking stadiums. It was always
Right.
CBGB's and the Whiskey, and I was fortunate to do both. And
Hell yeah.
yeah, and it's just like these places, if the walls could talk,
Yeah.
we know a lot about it, but we don't know everything.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
yeah, man, it's just so cool. So yeah, just growing up and everything, like, I know you're into the punk stuff. So like, what was your first taste of that type of music, or your first, listen that got you into the music?
I mean, I was a country music fan, following in the steps of my father till I was probably 7 years old, and I don't know, somewhere around age 10 or 12, something like that, I watched Beavis and Butthead Do America. And they had a Rancid track with the Stubborn All-Stars on there, with it, which I think was just Vic Ruggiero from the Slackers and a few other guys. And I was just sitting in the front row of my local movie theater just being like, what is this riotous fucking song? What's this music? And went out immediately, picked up the CD soundtrack, found out it was a band called Rancid. They had an album coming out, I think, a couple weeks afterwards, and that was 1998's Life Won't Wait. And it just opened the floodgates, man.
Cool.
Now, in Ohio, it was harder to find stuff because it was pre-internet at that time, or pre-me having access to the internet. But immediately I went out to every big city, Dayton, Cincinnati, trying to source this stuff.
Right. So the punk scene was not anything like around you. You used to have to travel out to go see shows and stuff?
Yeah, and then about the time I got like 16, 17, there developed like a little tiny community in Middletown, Ohio, and Trenton, Ohio, way out in the sticks, like no major city. And we played a lot of bands would tour to the what is it, the Fish. We called it the Fish. Essentially, it was like a hunter's cabin that we would all just kind of rent. Like, you're able to throw like small events and stuff there. And yeah, man, like I watched the Unseen tour through there. I watched Negative Approach. I watched so many, like, Municipal Waste. So many tiny, like, bigger than they deserved to fucking play that place bands came through. Like, in my backyard. I was really lucky that way.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That reminds me of like the VFW shows by me. They'd have like bands playing there that are like you said, definitely shouldn't be playing there,
Right.
but squeezing everybody into these like little venues and stuff. We used to have this like awesome place called PWAC, and that was like a hardcore scene, like VOD and like fucking Hatebreed and Trip Face and Snapcase, and it was, you get dropped off at like, I would get dropped off by my parents at like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, and they would come back at like 7, and they would play like 15 bands, $10, $5, and you'd see everything. And that's back when it was tapes, so you'd get like, you'd trade tapes with everyone. And that's how you did it. So
Totally.
yeah, no, that was always a fun time and everything. So how you got on my radar, I knew that you had done some documentaries for Kevin Smith for Clerks 3 and for Reboot, but then I heard about this movie, Wrong Reasons, and I was curious about it. I'm like, what, I read the description about it and stuff, and I liked the premise because, it dealt with the punk stuff, but it also dealt with something, like, I'm in recovery now for almost 11 years. So when I hear about movies that touch on that subject, I always feel drawn to watch them and see how authentic it is. And I got to commend you, dude. It feels real. It feels like you're like,
thanks, man.
Yeah, man. No, you're welcome. It feels like you're part of it. Like you're sitting in the corner and you're actually watching somebody going through that. And It had elements for me, like when I was watching it. I don't know why I was thinking about this, but it kind of reminded me of like a punk rock Black Snake Moan.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So it's kind of like, where she was dealing with like a sex addiction and he was trying to get the devil out of her.
Right.
This dude is trying to get the devil out of her, and that's substance. And, what made you come up with a story like this?
I mean, for me, it's just like, we lost so many amazing talents to like, various substances, whether it's Darby Crash or Kurt Cobain or Amy Winehouse. And I always wondered, like, what if somebody could have saved that person? What if somebody could have done like one of the worst things you could do to a human being, which is kidnap them and tie them up in a dark cabin, and to do that for like a good cause. Like, I just love the moral ambiguity of that thought process. Like, if we could have saved one of those talents, would it have been ultimately for the greater good, even though it's a really fucked up thing to do to somebody? And that was kind of the genesis of the idea.
That's cool, man. I always think of the what ifs, man. I always think about, what if Kurt Cobain was around right now? What would he be singing about? Would he get over what he was really the fuel to those songs, dude? Like you see so much angst and so much pain and so much, being an outcast and everything. And like, I don't know. Like, what would he be doing?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Or would society have went the way it did if he had stuck around? You know what I mean? Like, impossible to know. Like, I love those thought like exercises.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because would Nirvana have been put up on that pedestal had he still been around?
Yep.
You got, whether you hate them or you fucking love them, you always have to give it to them for changing the tide. You know?
I mean, it was glam rock before that. You know what I mean? Like,
it
was the prevailing genre. Like,
I forget what documentary I was watching, and it was one of the members of I think it was Warren, and they went into Columbia Records, and they said that they had a framed poster of Cherry Pie when they went there 1 year. And then exactly 1 year to the day, they walked back in there, and it was a framed picture of Dirt from Alice in Chains. Yeah. And it was like they forgot about everything that came out, and then that was the new shit,
Yep.
And
Alice in Chains started glammy too. Their
yes,
first
they did.
Incarnation was super glammy.
Right. No, they did, man. And then they, thankfully changed courses and like kicked us all in the balls with, fucking Man in the Box and Facelift is fucking unbelievable. It's a metal album.
I mean, I'll take all of it. Yeah, it's great.
Soundgarden too. Soundgarden was
on SST Records, man. Like, they were so amazing. I got to see them one time at the Henry Fonda Theater. You had to win tickets, and I think I saw them with like 600 people, like in a small room. Like, it was so much fun.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
See, I saw them on Lollapalooza.
86?
Yes. Yeah, it was with Metallica. And
the Ramones too, right?
The Ramones too. That was the only time I ever saw the Ramones. Yeah. That was something else, man. That was a very, very hot day, I remember. And I remember just the Ramones were fucking, holy shit, dude. They played like literally, I'm thinking a good 25 to 30 songs in 45 minutes.
Sounds like them. I mean, they were so fast, like in their end days. Like,
at that point, Joey couldn't even keep up. Like, he was playing. I think, and they were saying that Johnny was telling Marky to like play it double, fast.
Yeah. CJ was just telling me, like, regaling stories of that tour the other day. I had no idea. He actually did that entire tour on a motorcycle.
Yes.
Much to Johnny's chagrin, like right behind the entire, the kid, like the whole bandwagon. Absolutely insane behavior.
Right? Imagine that, dude. Like, driving a bike riding a bike that long and then getting off of it and fucking playing a set and then getting back on, like,
and the drinking. I mean,
yeah.
like, whoo.
Holy shit, dude.
Bigger
Yeah,
man than I'll
CJ,
ever
oh man, like I wanted to talk to you about that because CJ was a special guest at your screening at the Punk Rock Museum, and dude, that's royalty, brother. Like to have
agree.
him there, and like, so did you reach out to him, or like he was just around, or what happened?
Well,
with that?
CJ and I go back a little bit. Like I've shot a couple of his tours at the Punk Rock Museum. I've worked with the Gimmies for about 3 or 4 years now.
Oh, okay.
So like I shot their quinceanera footage. I just got off tour with them at the God, what was it? The end of September? No, the beginning of September. I think I got off the road with them. So like, you know, we got word that the Punk Rock Museum screening was going to happen on like the last couple of days of tour. And CJ's just like, "Don't worry, brother, man. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to come support you, brother, man." I was just like, "Oh, buddy, that's so sweet of you. I don't expect that." So literally the morning of the screening, like I get a call. He's just like, "Where you at, man?" I was just like, "In Vegas. Where are you?" He's like, "I just landed. Like, what time's the screening?" I was like, "Dude,
Wow.
that is so fucking cool of you." Like, and he just came out to support because like Kevin was going to be the secret guest that night.
Yeah.
And you know, when Kevin missed his flight, typical fucking Kevin behavior. But like you know, fucking CJ was there. It was like, "Hey, do you want to do the Q&A with us?" And then we also had Nate from the Vinyl Guide come up. Dude, like CJ's support, like as a Uber fan who has like a Ramones tattoo on his hand, like meant the world, dude.
Yeah, man. No, that's mad cool. And you know, I cried at a Q&A. It was more of like a discussion that CJ had with, it was a local author. The name escapes me right now, but she wrote a book on the Ramones. It was on Long Island, and CJ was at a library, and he's sitting there and he's telling us the story about him basically getting the job in Metallica without auditioning, you know, and he had to turn it down because of his son. You know, his son was just diagnosed with autism, and it was back when autism was not as known as now, and they didn't know like what really it was, and he was like, "I can't leave my son and go tour the world with this band," and you know, they're like, and he said that Johnny Ramone was so pissed at him for doing that, but you know, he's like, "My life obviously would have been so much fucking different." And he starts tearing up while he's telling this. And he was just because I love my son so much that like, that was it. It was about him. I didn't care about anything else. And
knowingly turning down millions upon millions of dollars for your son. I mean, that's CJ Ramone in a nutshell. Like, what?
Beautiful guy, man.
I wouldn't do that for my fucking kid.
Dude, a question, you know, it definitely, I know how you feel. I know, man. Like, it's, holy shit, dude. Like, I felt it, man. I was like, it's, you're standing on a fucking, a ledge, dude. And it's just like, are you going to jump or are you going to fucking stay? Like, you know, like it's a totally life-changing fucking thing, man. And
Truly.
mad respect, dude, like for him.
100%.
Even beyond, like, you know, he obviously had such huge shoes to fill, but I felt like the biggest shoes to fill, but like he fucking stepped up to the challenge, man. And like, I love him doing the Ramones stuff when he plays, and I love his solo stuff, you know? And then he gets into the Gimme Gimmes and even adds like a little fucking flavor into that. So like, he's really like, you know, he's awesome. And
we're going out next Thursday. We're going to shoot his 60th birthday at the Kilowatt in San Francisco. Tickets still available. But like, it should be a hell of a good time. There's going to be a bunch of secret guests, a bunch of raffles, all in celebration of the old man's 60th.
I can't believe he's 60 years old.
You don't look it, dude.
No, he doesn't. He's in good.
Either.
No, he looks in good shape, dude. He looks fucking. To me, he looks like he hasn't aged in fucking 20 years.
Yep,
you know?
Agreed.
But I don't know, man. It's great spirit that he has and everything, and
agreed.
Yeah. So Wrong Reasons. Yeah, it's got to me, it has so many cool cameos in it. I love the Donita Sparks cameo. It's so awesome. She just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, man. Like, how did that happen? How did you get her to be in the flick?
I've been I've been volunteering for a charity organization the last 10 years called Muzak. And it's a charity that puts guitars in the hands of underprivileged youth, essentially.
Awesome.
And every year they have like a big, they call it a rock and roll carnival. And like, I think people from L7 have played, Rancid has played it, the Specials have played it, Tim Armstrong plays it every year. Anyway, so like I've directed the videos for that for like the last decade. And in the course of it, like I was helping out one day, they were a couple people short, and I had to pick up some art for the auction at Danita's house, and I got her number. So like we kind of chatted up for a little bit. She was super cool, super down. And I was just like, one day I was like, hey, I got a role for you if you're down. And like, we got like financing, like it's not gonna, it's not a lot of money, but if you got time to drive up to Idlewild, I can give you SAG rate plus a couple hundred for your time. And she popped up and did it. And then immediately was just like, do you want an L7 song? Because we can give you one of those.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yes, then thank you.
Yeah, dude, that's great, man. Yeah, dude, again, L7, man, part of my youth, iconic. I just had seen them maybe about 2 or 3 years ago they played, and it was the anniversary for
Heavier Than Bricks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was great. It was
I
great.
saw that tour as well. My friend Remy is the guitar tech for them.
Oh, that's pretty dope. That's pretty awesome. I'm thinking the Circle Jerks might have opened up for them. Or yeah, it was a stacked lineup. It was pretty cool. I saw that at Irving Plaza, and it was that was the first time I had ever seen them. I'd never seen them because like every time they were around, something was going on, and I just couldn't go. And I'm like, yo, I have to go see fucking L7, man. Like at least once. And I always laugh at their cameo in Serial Mom.
Oh yeah.
What were they called again? Like
I can't remember.
Something Lips, like not. Oh my god! It was, and they had like the moose knuckle thing in the front, like all of them. But what the fuck were they called? I don't remember. Crammed Lips or something, or something. I don't know.
I've got an original pressing of Smell the Magic, I think on Purple from Sub Pop.
Oh wow!
Pretty sought after, yeah.
Yeah, no, those vinyls from like late 80s, early 90s, those are the most expensive ones and the most rare to find.
Yeah, it's because the industry was moving towards CDs and tapes and whatnot. Just not as many discs were getting pressed. I was on tour with the Gimmies and passed a vinyl of Adios Amigos for $350.
Holy shit.
I sent a picture to CJ. I was just like, dude, I hope you have a couple copies, bro. He's like, is it autographed? I'm like, nah, man. They just made that few of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that either.
I got one. It's water damaged. So I got it on the cheap for like 150. But yeah, it goes for a small fortune.
Yeah, no, I don't have that one. I have most. I think I have pretty much all of them except that one.
Sure.
Yeah. Whether it's a repressing or the original.
They never did a repressing of it yet. That's why the value is sky high.
Yeah. And probably they'll do a record store day or maybe.
For sure.
I think they should. I mean, they've done everything else,
Yep. Totally. I think they did Loco Live this year.
That's what I got. Yeah, I just picked that one up. And they had another one. It was like the demos of
Sound Screen something?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like the rough mixes of Pleasant Dreams, I think.
Yes. Yeah, it was cool, man. I like hearing like the alternate versions and stuff.
Sun Dragon mixes, that's what it was.
Yes. Yeah. It's like the white cover.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. They actually just released the record store day list today.
Oh, did they? I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet either. I just saw like a post before, but fucking running around and shit.
Sure.
So
I know what I'm doing once we get off here.
yeah, absolutely, man. I got to make it a point or whatever. So switching up right now. Your documentary on Michael Parks, man. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that.
Sure.
I do have a some artwork for that. It's the long lonesome highway one.
Yep, the story of Michael Parks.
Yeah. So I know you worked with him on as a personal assistant on Tusk, and dude, like that. Were you a fan of Michael before this, or like?
Not at all, man.
No,
like,
okay.
yeah, I was hired on the movie to do behind the scenes with like a couple other guys. And, I've been working with Kevin in various capacities at that point for at least a couple years. And it just became apparent that like Michael didn't have the physical and mental ability to kind of get himself around. He needed a handler essentially because he had just had a massive brain trauma.
Okay.
And Kevin was just like, dude, like I got to peel you off of what you're doing and put you on him because I don't have anybody I could trust. I was like, that's totally cool. I'm like, who is this old guy? Like I had no idea who he was from Adam. So like the first couple days, like, it's old curmudgeonly bastard and young punk rocker who's kind of brash trying to figure out like, who are you? Like, and I think we were sitting in his trailer, maybe the second, maybe the third day we were working together, and we were smoking cigarettes, and he starts singing like a Johnny Cash song. I was just like, oh, dude, was that Cash? Like, and it's weird. Like, suddenly this old guy who's like, kind of curmudgeonly, just looking right in your eyes and just starts singing, like a cappella, just singing. And it's just like, it's really disarming. And went through the whole ass song, like not just a verse. I was just like, dude, that was a Cash song. I adore Cash. He's like, Johnny, he was a good friend of mine. I was like,
whoa,
the fuck? Like, please go on. And then from there, he would name drop, but he wouldn't name drop. Like, he was pallbearer for Lenny Bruce. He was friends with Martin Luther King. But, when he came to Lenny Bruce, he'd be like, yeah, my buddy Lenny didn't like the cops much. I was like, your buddy Lenny, like, who is he? He's like, from San Francisco. I'm like, do you mean Lenny Bruce? He's like, I said Lenny. Weren't you listening to me? And it's just like, dude, like, you dropped something here. Like, you dropped a name. Like,
wow. So like the way that you're like describing him is sort of kind of like his characters that he would play in a way, right?
Yeah, to a certain degree for sure.
Yeah.
And also like, I bet he had a much different, well, I know he did because I've seen footage and interviews and like I know his family, but he was much more spry mentally before I met him because I'd met him a couple months after a massive accident where he fell down a flight of New York stairs right into his head, was in a coma, had brain trauma. And according to his friends and family, he was never quite as sharp and quite as witty and quite as just, who he was at his core.
Yeah. So
I got to see like maybe a 60% of that version, which was still like
pretty remarkable,
genius and remarkable for sure.
Yeah, man. So, like, he came on, I don't know if you know the movie, but he came on my radar as a young kid, dude. Like, I love this movie from the 80s. It was called Savannah Smiles.
Okay, not familiar.
All right, so it stars this child actress, Bridget Anderson, and she is a girl that her parents, they're filthy rich, and she's ignored, and she wants to run away. So she ends up running away, but the subplot of it is there's these two brothers that are bank robbers, and they rob a bank, and she jumps into their car, and they drive in their getaway car, but then they realize that they got this girl, and they're like, where the fuck did this girl come from? And basically they find out that this kid's worth millions because the parents put out like all these things on the news, like, $100,000. This is back in the 80s, for her return and stuff. And they start treating her like, you see the soft side of these hard ass criminals and stuff. And they like go on picnics and stuff. And like, she reads them bedtime stories. And then like, it's it's such a cute movie, and Michael plays like one of the cops that kind of is like, wait, did she get kidnapped? Did she like run away? Because he starts realizing that the parents are dicks and stuff, and like Mr. Miyagi, Pat Morita, he's in it. He plays like a priest. And
Okay.
yeah, dude, it's a really cool movie from the 80s. Mark Miller is one of the fugitives, and Donovan Scott, who played Castor Oil in Popeye. And he also played Barbara in the original Police Academy.
Okay.
So, dude, it's really funny. Like
That's so cool.
Yeah, the
I'll
little
have to check it out.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I mean, it's dated and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's and like I said, like I remember seeing Red State for the first time, and when I saw, Michael in it, and I was like, I know this guy from somewhere, and that's when I realized that was him. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, talk about like such a fucking shift of what he's capable of playing and totally different,
Totally.
So yeah, Red State, man, like that still blows my mind that like that was a total switch up for Kevin's style. It had Kevin's taste with the dialogue and everything, but the story pretty fucking twisted,
Agreed.
Yeah.
That was like right on the threshold of me joining. He was he'd already shot Red State, and he was just about to tour it when he was doing podcasts with Ralph and Jay Muse at the John Lovitz Theater, which is about the time I came in.
Okay.
So that was about the time I joined the crew.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to ask. That was my next question. Like, I was going to ask, like, when did you cross paths with them and start working on that, working with him?
Yeah, I mean, I was an Uber fan, like back in Ohio, like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was like gospel. And then when I found Clerks, like that just changed the game. Like it's like, oh, this is so punk rock, it's insane. Like 3 chords in the truth, 1 camera in the truth. Like by hook or by crook, just make it. So I was a fan. I just moved to California, and he had a secret stash. He had his comic shop on the West Coast at that point, as well as the East Coast, and he was holding fan poker nights. And you pay $300 in merch, and you get merch, but you also get to play with Kevin. So I played with him once, and I know poker, and everybody else was just kind of, enamored with Kevin.
Right.
So I walked away, having paid $300 to get in. I walked away with $500. It's like I cleared $200, got to hang out with him, and I got free merch. This is great. So I went back the next week, and the next week, and the next week, and eventually it was just like, dude, you're like a really big fan. Like you don't really talk to me as much as the really big fans do. I was like, look at my chip stack, bro. Like, yeah, I like your stuff and I like you a lot, but like, look at that. I'm fucking cleaning up here. And I think that must have impressed him or something, because it wasn't long after that I started, I was running crowd camera on Hollywood Babylon at first, and then moved on to, I've done everything for the man. I was his daughter's bodyguard for 2 years,
Yeah. That's so funny, man. Yeah, man, he's got some stories for like he always refers you to you as being the doctor and everything. And I remember the last thing, one of the last events at Smodcastle, he was telling a story about you two driving, and like there was a cop involved checking
That was in Florida.
Yeah. It was like you pulled into a I don't even know, it was like not a Circle K, but something like that, and smoking a cigarette, and then the cop came back and all kinds of shit. And it was like
clocking us, and then followed us for a while. So we stopped at some random hotel and acted like we were staying there.
Right.
And the cop like sat there and watched us. So we were just like, I don't think we should leave, dude. And this hotel was fully booked. We were just hanging out in the lobby, just being like, is that guy still fucking here? That was wild. And it doesn't help. Like I don't give a fuck about authority. I don't want them to stop me. I don't want to deal with the conversation. And I didn't have any drugs on me, but I guarantee, Pothead McGee over there probably had a hell of a lot of weed in Florida, which ain't good. So I'm fine. I'm cool as a cucumber. He is like sweating bullets and just like we're just gonna chill here. It's gonna be fine. We'll be a couple hours late. It's not a big deal. And he's just like, oh man, like they're gonna get us. I'm like, it's cool, dude. It's
Yeah, he's probably paranoid and everything. So he also tells that story in one of his evenings or whatever with the fucking balcony with the fucking security guard that like or the cop or whatever that's like smells the weed and he's looking floor by floor and then all of a sudden he sees him and he's like a deer in headlights and he's looking and then he points at him and he's like, Silent Bob.
It's amazing.
And he tells the story like it's almost 10 minutes long. Like I just did like the the abbreviated version.
Sure.
And he's keeping you on the fucking edge of your seat. So I'm sure like, being in a car with him at great lengths, the stories are fucking probably hysterical.
Yeah, I mean they are, but like, I think the biggest thing is just I was like giving him the space to unwind and like just be himself. Like he doesn't have to be the second he's performative. I'm like, dude, I've heard this story. I don't need to hear it again. You're not on stage. Turn the radio up. Like it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you know what, dude? Like that video that he cut, the one about him dealing with trauma or whatever. That's the first time I ever saw him as him. And then I've been going to events there and everything, and now it's kind of like he knows me, he sees me, and we talk about my kid because, like, he loves the idea that I bring my kid to the events and stuff. And one time he was doing a Watch Indiana Jones with Kevin event at Smog Castle. But me and my daughter were going to see something else. So he comes out and he goes, oh, you coming to watch a movie with me? And she's like, no, we're going to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And he looks at her and he's like, have you seen that before? And she's like, yeah, I saw it with my dad. He's taking me to go see it on the big screen. And he's like taken back by it. And he's just like, you like going to the movies with your father, right? And she's like, I love it. And then he goes, keep on going to the film, to the movies with your dad. You're going to look back on it. And it's in the childhood theater that he went with his father,
Yeah,
and like
totally.
He walked behind the counter and he's like, what do you like? And she's like, Twizzlers. So he's like, all right, when you go back home, tell all your friends that Silent Bob gave you some Twizzlers.
Hell yeah.
It was just a cool fucking moment and everything. And, I appreciate like just, seeing him and talking to him and he's asking about my kid and stuff. It's really awesome.
I love that theater so much.
Oh my God, me too, dude.
I lived above that place with Kevin for like 3 or 4 months, and we got to learn how to, navigate DCPs like digital cinema projection. Like I got to learn how the nuts and bolts work, and the place is just absolutely magical.
Yeah. I think he was telling us one night. He said, "It's like I can come downstairs and I could watch anything that I want." And then he mentioned you. He said one night, me and the doctor came down and we watched Little Whorehouse and the best whorehouse in Texas, the last whorehouse in Texas or whatever.
The littlest whorehouse in Texas.
Yeah, the littlest whorehouse in Texas. Yeah. That's like the killer version of Dolly Parton's "I'll Always Love You."
Truly.
Oh man, classic shit, dude. Yep. So now working on the Clerks 3 documentary, like how is that whole process too? Like, are you being like a super fan that you are with him with like back in the day and stuff, like Clerks 3, I'm not going to say it's controversial, but I feel like it's split feelings, man. A lot of people like dismiss it because of, I don't want to give spoilers, but if you haven't seen it by now, I mean,
in 3 years.
Yeah, I think you should get off your ass and go fucking watch it. Like, how'd you feel when you first found out, like, what happens?
I mean, the Clerks franchise is astounding. I love the first. I love the second. I'm a huge fan of the cartoon.
Yeah.
And, in the process, like, through the years, I've worked with Brian O'Halloran a hell of a lot. And I think that was the first time I'd spent a lot of time with Jeff. And but Jeff ended up being like the coolest dude on the planet. Like I'd consider him like a decent friend, not an acquaintance, a decent friend. Like, but like getting to just like give my little spin on that world and behind the scenes, and I shot some of the B-roll with a Super 8. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's awesome.
film represented on the platform. You know what I mean? So that was very big for me. It was amazing. Like it was absolutely amazing. Then my buddy Cam did the score, and the little side information. I don't think anybody really cared about it. Like from the studio, they were just like, "Do we have to do this?" And Kevin and I fought hard because like my job was really originally to do EPK, which is just like press kit, like interviews and stuff. But I went above and beyond and did a whole lot more shooting than I should have. And I just kind of handed them this free product at the end of the day. And I was just like, if you guys don't want to use this, you're insane. And they thankfully put it as a bonus feature on the DVD in 4K.
Yeah. No, it's pretty awesome. Like I love the idea of the whole movie of Clerks 3 because like it's not, the way that it was filmed, like how he explains on like it was streaming on HBO Max or whatever, and he had the phone out and he was trying to get the shots down perfect to recut it and stuff. Like that's pretty fucking awesome, like, and
a professional would have came in with screen grabs ready to go. So I was kind of hounding him about that at the time. I was like, we don't have like a layover for this. You're actually just like matching this off your phone on pause. I was like, come on, old man.
So what happened was for me, how not that I won, but I think there were limited tickets available. But he showed it at the Smod Castle that was next to Quick Stop.
Yeah.
And it was only 30 people there. And he showed 2 screenings of it, and I was lucky enough to get into that. And it was a work print, so it was kind of like, I think he said at that point, like 80% done. And I didn't know what I was in for, man. And I remember I was going through a tough time, and I remember fucking seeing it, man, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, holy shit. Like, and, obviously we had to sign, the thing.
NDAs,
don't tell anyone. And I had to sit with it. And I remember waiting for it to come out on, in the movies and everything. And I went with my best friend. And I was just waiting for him to get it, to see how he would have felt and everything. And I remember we're in the car driving home, and he's like, I'm like, dude, didn't that hit you? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, that's like us, dude. Like fucking, friends for so long. And then that happened. And then he's like, well, it's a different age bracket. And I'm like, what are you fucking kidding me, dude? What, 45 years? That's it, man. Like, there's no difference,
Truly.
And I'm like, holy shit, this happens, man. And it's like you said, man, it's a tale of fucking 2 heart attacks.
Truly.
Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I fucking love it. I feel like coming off of Clerks 2, it was one of the greatest endings ever.
Yeah.
But Clerks 3, man, it definitely has a special place in my heart, too.
Have you watched the live reading of the original Clerks 3 script?
No, but I heard it.
That is my preferred version. When I first got that, I was just like, this is insanity. Please make this. It was so aggressively cool. I like Clerks 3. I'm a fan. It goes 1, 2, 3 for me. So I'm not talking shit, but man, that first version of that script was so good.
That's the one where like Randall camps out at the theater and stuff. Yeah.
He becomes like the mayor of a shanty town built around the premiere of God, what is that? The robot cartoon he has that's in universe or whatever. Ranger Danger.
Yeah.
So essentially, like Randall gets in line 1 year early, and then people just start following him like he's like the Christ. and like they just start like by the end of like year one, like there's this whole community and there's like a quicker style. Dude, it's so good. It's so good.
I'm looking forward to if he ever does it, and I hope he does, man. Moose Jaws.
Sure.
He did a script reading on the cruise. Ralph does like he was doing I forget what character it was, but like I think he was doing Johnny Depp's character from
Sure.
Yoga Hosers.
Yeah.
His accent, man. He changed his dialect like 3 or 4 times.
That's great.
And he was just having people fucking laugh, man. And then Kevin has a line in it that he was supposed to say prepus, but Jay announced it as prepus. And he's like, what the fuck is prepus? And that was the running joke for the cruise for like the rest of the time. So
That's
everyone
great.
was like, he was doing chants of prepus.
I love Jay. He's the best.
Yeah. I'm looking forward, man. I'm going to that Mallrats thing in October.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it hasn't been announced yet, but I'm working on a documentary called Jaws Goes to the Bahamas, and Kevin just agreed to get interviewed for it.
Oh, congrats, man. That's sick.
Yeah, I'm very excited, man. Just to, man, to be on the other side right now and work with him. I look up to him, and I said it to him last time. He praises George Carlin, and he said like some of his favorite things were watching George do his thing, and I thanked him for giving me a happy place to go and watch my favorite dude do his thing. So
Sure.
It's kind of like pretty awesome that I get to work with him, man. In that
Oh yeah.
capacity.
Congratulations, man. I get that.
Yeah, so thank you, man. Like I'm looking really forward to it because I know he loves Jaws. So I'm curious to see what his take on Jaws 4: The Revenge is.
Okay, copy that.
I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I know it's going to be
Fair.
classic.
Yep, he's solid.
So, are you still gonna do screenings of Wrong Reasons, or like what's down the pike for that?
I mean, Wrong Reasons has been out on streaming for about 2 years at this point.
Yeah.
So it's on Tubi. I mean, you could buy it on, I think Amazon's the only one, or I'm sorry, Apple's the only one that has it on 4K, but it's on Amazon. It's on all the platforms. It's on Tubi for free if you want to watch it. And I think it's 1080, but rolled in ads, unfortunately.
Okay.
For me, the cinema is always, and like, I don't have religion. I'm not religious. A circle pit or a movie theater is as close as I have to a church. So, I never pass up a chance to screen this for people because there's just something magical about like a community experience, laughing at the same jokes, witnessing the same things. And like, I really think that that's just part of the human condition. We're built to like watch music together, to watch movies together, to watch media of any kind together. So anytime I can screen this movie for a group of people, I do. And people are just like, why are you going to screen the movie? It's already out. I'm like, because, I mean, I would want to see it as a fan. Like,
Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
yeah, I go to repertory. I mean, you're talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. How long has that been out? Like,
Dude, forever.
There's just something magical about still watching it with like a group of like-minded folks.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like one of the sponsors of this show, Cinema Arts Center, they show old school horror movies, cult classics and everything.
Hell yeah.
And I love doing that, man.
Yep.
Kevin right now is living one of my dreams as far as having his own theater and like being able to screen stuff like that, and
Yep.
it's fucking awesome. And he's living on top of it, too. So it's just like you're going into your basement into paradise.
Yeah,
For
truly.
me,
Dude, we would walk downstairs at 2 a.m. and just turn on the Apple TV and watch whatever the newest Rick and Morty on like the big screen,
it's
and
so
just get
great,
stoned and like order DoorDash. And it was one of the most magical times of my life.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And then you have a concession stand outside if you want to make some popcorn. Everything, dude. It's great.
Yep. Much to Ernie's chagrin, I'll just go raid the candy stand.
Oh, I can't wait to bust his balls next time when I go in
fuck
there.
him. Fuck him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, doctor said it's okay. I can take a Twizzler.
Please tell him that. Please tell him that.
I will. I promise. I promise. I'm gonna show actually the trailer right now for Wrong Reasons.
Cool.
So we'll get back to talking when I come back.
Hey, what's up? This is Tyler, the punk rock phenomenon.
I want you to listen, I want you to love me. I want to know how much you care about my new hobby and haircut, and whether I choose truth or dare.
We've received word that a Los Angeles-based musician has been kidnapped.
Victim's name is Kat Odin. She's an Australian musician.
Detective Dobson, right?
Yes, sir.
I might see you earlier than this.
If you can't solve this crime before some jack-off on the internet does, then you can kiss your job goodbye.
Get your shit together.
Oh, man.
What are you people doing here? I'm not going on the record.
Today we're joined via satellite by Andrea and Jack Odin.
I am not saying we should not listen to her side of the story, but
still no word from the abductor, from the abductee, from no one.
I got raped just to win an argument, and I got raped because I started it, and I got raped. I got raped. Hey, let's drop my gun on the escalator. He saved the thought. Hey, another time. I did it again. I never learned, so I wonder when will I ever change? I know I won't. Content to stay the same. Content to stay the same. Content to stay the same.
All right, that was Wrong Reasons, and it is streaming right now. But like the doctor said, if it's coming out on screen, on the big screen, just go see it there. It's so much fun. Yeah, I like I said, I really did enjoy that movie.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
And for anybody overseas, we might be having some good news coming your way in regards to how you can actually finally stream the movie in the next couple months.
Oh, all right. So we're gonna go across the pond, possibly.
Perhaps.
All right. Keep the hope alive. Keep the hope alive. What's awesome also, I didn't even bring this up, but you actually met. You didn't meet her, but you guys were at the same event. Your wife at one of the Kevin Smith early evenings with, right?
Yeah, it was Jay and Silent Bob Go Down Under.
Okay.
And now ex-wife though, so asterisk.
Oh, asterisk. Okay.
But yeah, I was shooting crowd camera and she was down in the front, so I was shooting her instead and asked her out afterwards, and then we had a lovely 10-year marriage.
Wow, dude, you lasted about as long as I did.
I can't seem to get much more than 10.
No, you get the best out of us for 10, man. That's about it. Yeah, you know what, though, man? No complaints, whatever, man. No regrets. It's all good.
Hard.
Yeah, it's all good, dude. You know what? I look at my consolation prize as a beautiful, young, firecracker kid, man. She's the best, dude, you know. So
that's the biggest win in the world, dude.
It is. And you know what? I think that now we're better friends than being under the same roof, because it could have turned into the fucking bed. So now it's all good, dude. So do you have anything coming up that you want to plug?
Let's see. Like I said, we got CJ's birthday next week out in San Francisco. Going back on tour with the Gimmies at the end of the day after Turkey Day. So we're going to do 2 weeks on the West Coast of the United States, then 2 weeks in Europe. And other than that, I mean, I've got some stuff I can't talk about yet.
Okay.
But one of my and definitely probably your favorite bands has hit me up with a whole archive of unseen footage from the 90s. 100 hours of unseen footage. So
wow.
That might be a project if him and I can get on the same wavelength, which it seems like we are.
That's amazing.
I'll hit you up afterwards, tell you who it is.
All right, yeah, cool, man. I think I might have an idea, but yeah, we'll talk later.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I want to just do a couple of plugs, and we're going to put this biatch to bed.
For sure.
So, yes, this weekend, opening weekend at Schmidt's Farm, the best premier Long Island haunt. Come down. It's opening on Friday night. Again, Zozo and I will be there. Otto and Zato going to come and get you with the rest of the ghouls. Come check it out. It's going to be awesome. I want to thank Mr. Beery's. Mr. Beery's has been our longtime sponsor. And right now, there's only 16 more months of Mr. Beery's, and they are closing the doors for good. Mr. Beery's is the closest thing, kids, that we do have to CBGB's on Long Island. They're big fan of original music and always putting stuff on that's awesome. So every night there's something going on there. Monday night is Monday Oki with Kevin Mundy. Tuesday is vinyl night. Bring your favorite vinyl, and they'll pick a side, and you'll play it. Wednesday is video game night. They have every possible video game console there, as well as arcade. Go down there and challenge your friend to a duel. Thursday night, open mic night. The best open mic night. Sponsored by Murphy's Music. Go there and sing a song. This Friday, In My Veins, Rebar, Dracolock. I don't even know how to say that. Is that how it goes? Dracolic? Dracolock. And Spooner Grandma? What the fuck is going on here? Saturday, there's nothing going on, so just go and, damage your livers. And then Sunday is Guy Valek and the Lazy Sunday All-Star Band. On October 18th, we're going to have HorrorCon, and it's going to be a pretty awesome flea market going on. A lot of vendors, local directors. Christopher Wells and Jim Haggerty are going to be there. And we have the original Toxic Avenger, Mitch Cohen, who does not do conventions really. I met him once. He did a screening of Toxie, the OG Toxie, last month, and I convinced him to come down for 2 hours. Come down and meet Mitch. Bring your Toxic Avenger merchandise. He will have some 8x10s, and it's only $30, and you get a picture and a signature from him. So that's
cool.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. That's on October 18th. On November 14th, Demon Scar, that's right, my band Demon Scar is going to be there, and we are sandwiched between two tribute acts. The first one is Witches Dance, and that's a Merciful Fate and King Diamond tribute, which I can't fucking wait. And Mouth for Rage, which is Pantera and Rage Against the Machine, and they're pretty badass, so come down for that. And on December 5th, because Beery's is closing, I feel like I'm going to be the Billy Joel of Beery's and do a residency there and play at least once a month. So I have to keep it going. And in December, I already booked my birthday show on the 5th. It's not my birthday. My birthday's on the 8th, but I'm going to do my birthday show on the 5th. And the band formerly known as Death Proof, we always rename ourselves. We were Death Proof, we were Planet Terror, we were Norman and Masturbates, and we were the Sterno Bums. So right now we got a couple names cooking, and we will announce it that night. But the band formerly known as Death Proof will be playing with Bad Reform. I also want to thank Cinema Arts Center, my other sponsor. They got a kick-ass weekend this coming weekend. Friday night is the classic Reanimator. Go see that On Saturday, we got Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And on Sunday, there's a film screening and a Q&A of The French Italian with writer and director Rachel Wather and producer Miranda Khan. They're in person, $18. Stay for the screening, stay for the Q&A, and that starts about 2 o'clock. That's about it. I want to thank my guest tonight, Josh. It's awesome. Thank you for your time, dude, and I hope you feel better.
Thank you. Yeah, man. I really appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I will send you the link when it's on Spotify. I will also send you the link. It's on Facebook Live right now, and it's also on YouTube, but I'll send you both links, and so you can check it out and you want to give it a share or whatever.
Of course. Yeah.
So, again, thanks, brother. And I'm Nick Graystone, and you're not, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Primal Scream. I'm Nick Graystone, a.k.a. The Nizza. Each week, Primal Scream is produced by Tony Walker and executive produced by Demon Scar. Always remember, nobody writes your story but you. Later.
I was going to say you're wrong.